Welcome to BattleTech in the Morning with Captain Nips. I'm Captain Nips, playing the BattleTech Backer Beta, and once again, we come back to the war-torn battlefields where our giant mechanoid robots stride across the battlefield in an attempt to punch each other.
Welcome, Commander.
Punch Club. Continuing on from last time on Punch Club, we had decided that one man should stand against the world, and that man is the custom Atlas AS-7D, equipped with 11 small lasers, jump jets for a bit of extra movement, and all of the fury that we can muster in this game. Because we're moving up to a slightly heavier bracket, we're going to go up to the battle limit this time. Our friend the Atlas needs a little bit more extra, let's call it tankiness, tankability in the entourage. So today, instead of locusts, our friend is going to show up on the battlefield with panthers. Now I can hear you thinking, panthers? What? Really? Yeah, I mean, we only got so much so much headroom in our C-bill allotment to work with. And I would have loved to go up to generous, but it's an extra 9 million, 0.9 million per mech. And we're already, pushing it with half of this being spent on the Atlas. So, Panthers. On the plus side, Panthers are not as fast as a regular light, which means that they are going to be able to, hang out near the Atlas pretty readily. They'll be in step pretty much the whole way. Medium battle on the other side will be our opponent today, but before we get started, we need to pick pilots. Last time, I had Paradise manning the stick behind the Punch King himself, and upon further thought, that's kind of a waste, because as much as evasive move is completely and obscenely ridiculous in this game, once you start moving into melee attacks, once you start making melee moves, you're not getting your evasive move bonus. So it's really only good for the first part of the mission, assuming that there's no cover to hide behind. If you have to cross over an open terrain, that's great. Evasive move, killing it. But once it hits the fan, that skill kind of just falls by the wayside. So the question that I had coming in today is there a different pilot skill that might be better suited for this? I don't think sensor lock. Yeah, sensor lock doesn't help us. Although we might, I think we'll continue to stick to the no help given from the entourage. I think if our friend the Punch King takes a loss, then we'll revisit that rule. Master Tactician would be a really, really great skill to have, but the only pilot that has it in the roster is Arclight, and Arclight's piloting skill is garbage. She will be missing most of her physical attacks. And her gunnery skill isn't that great either. 6 is fine, completely serviceable, but yeah, just not getting the job done. Angel of Death actually might, on this custom Atlas, not be the worst choice. The only problem is that comes on Showboat, who has terrible gunnery. But Blockade has the same with a 6.8. This might actually be workable. So we're going to put Blockade in the back. File that one away. We might come back to him. Multi-target is totally wasted. Precision strike is totally wasted. Bulwark is... So here's the question. Once you've moved to position and there's an enemy mech standing next to you, if you make a melee attack without actually having to leave your position, is that enough to trigger Bulwark? And I'm willing to hazard a guess that the answer is no, based on the way that making a melee attack takes away other things, i.e. evasion. I still think it's probably worth a try. So the question then comes down to, do I want Ozone or do I want Blockade? And I think just on raw skill numbers, I want Blockade, with the added bonus that our Punch King, because of Angel of Death, is going to get a little bit extra jump movement. We may be able to leverage a death from above here or there. You know, we're a mixed martial art atlas. As for the rest of the pilots, again, I'm just gonna, whatever. They're not important. They're just here to hang out, be a distraction, and cheer on our big ol' skull-faced friend. We already set ourselves up with a whole lot of Lance over here. So Urban Mech, Hunchback, Trebuchet, Orion. There's an autocannon here. 4G, I believe, is the autocannon variant here. Let's just take a look at that. Hunchback. Refresh my memory. 4G, autocannon 20. Trebuchet is going to have missiles, and Orion's going to... So there's actually a fair number of autocannons hiding, sneaking around in the opponent's lance here. And Arclight's actually got Master Tactician. She's actually... Well, alright, they're all going to go before my Alice. I thought for a moment that maybe this was an assault. I always make that mistake. The Orion rides that edge between heavies and assaults, and thought, hell, Master Tactician, that makes her assault go before my Atlas. Well, she's always going before my Atlas. Sigh. Alright, let's get a map. I think for the purposes of trying to prevent getting shot to death before the Punch King can get into proper melee, we're going to go to the stacks. Because when you need cover, go for the place where there's cover everywhere. And let's get this boxing match started.
Commencing deployment. Mech warriors, prepare for combat.
As our 100-ton pugilist steps into the ring. We present to you, the viewer, Punch Club.
Command interface initiated.
These trees remind me of my childhood. I hated my childhood.
Oh, that's great. I still haven't heard every single voice line in this game, and sometimes one pops up and it just surprises me. Alright, so to start out this mission, we have this beautiful road that is going to give us this wonderful long-distance sprint to the enemy team, and I think we should take advantage of that, at least in the early game, until we can get nearby. We may be pulling immediately off of the freeway at the next stop here, depending on what we see. But at the very least for now, we can use this road to get closer to the action. Everybody's evading just like we planned. Are we going to get a sensor trace on turn 1? Nope. Alright.
Yep.
So, man, look at that move. If their spawn is actually here, which there's the back line of the map, so it's gotta be, can't be much further back than that. That means they're probably... My sensor bubble goes out to here and I haven't spotted them yet. Does that mean they kind of just pulled around? That's weird. Based on where I'm at, I would have expected something at this point. But it's neither here nor there, because we are going to move over this way. Like I said, time to get off the interstate. There we go. Okay, there we go.
Someone wants to get dead.
There's our friend. There's our friendly punching bags.
Receiving you. Moving to position. I'm here.
Ooh, got another. All right, there's the team.
Copy.
So unless something drastic happens, I doubt that the enemy team is going to break up substantially. They're probably going to be pretty well clustered. There goes the urban mech. We'll just reserve out. No need to move yet. Yep, pretty tight cluster. Alright, so
Standing by.
I'm a little afraid that this is going to put him in line of sight of anything, but that's why we have a screening force. Sprint's good.
On my way. Double time.
Alright, saw the Treb there for a blink.
Receiving you.
Just going to spread out the entourage a little bit. Make the other side think about their positioning a little bit. I want my Atlas to step up to this spot here, since that's the closest. I think this is going to be the closest location to where I can make a move to hit something in the face. So I'm going to have him move there next. Actually, I can do that right. No, I can't do that right yet. I'm just going to move this Panther here. Spread the team a little. Go to the Punch King's turn.
Aye, aye.
Take that one forward step.
Roger.
Chunk, chunk, chunk. We call him Chunky. We call him Smooth. Alright, so, Urban Mech. Mediums.
For a tactical advantage.
2 mediums and the heavy with Master Tactician. Man. It's going to be real interesting to see once we get the campaign how much something like Master Tactician is able to be leveraged in our favor. Alright, here we go. Trebuchet. Our first competitor in the opening salvo of Punch King versus the World today. Let's see. Well, I don't need to reserve at this point. I think what I will do is deploy the screening force. Just want to make them think about other targets.
Go into full throttle.
While our Atlas buddy gives an alleyway mugging to this Trebuchet.
Standing by.
And yeah, right here. Give him something to think about there.
All right.
Our 105 tons of ablative armor running out onto the field. Making sure we take some evasion where we can. I don't want to move too close. But I do want to move into line of sight. And here we go.
Standing by.
Blockade, we picked you for a reason. It's time to prove to us whether you got the stuff. Trebuchet's got an armor ratings of 110 on the CT, 55 on the side torsos, 50s on the arms. You're bringing 360 damage if you hit with everything. Get to work, my friend.
Putting my weight into it.
Oh, missing on the punch. And because of that, we're going to miss a lot of these lasers due to evasion. first round of fire ain't so great, but ooh, that's gonna go an arm. Ooh, torso.
I'm taking internal damage.
Apex, you need to dance. Y'all need to dance. All right, so
Standing by.
need you distracted.
Go into full throttle. Ready for orders.
Presenting only the juiciest targets today. Should probably try and take cover if we can.
On it.
Seems like good policy for our screening force. For our entourage.
Hey.
And Buckshot, we're going to make a real strong case for you being a threat back here
Going as fast as I can.
by using the road. Good old road. Nothing beats road. Alright, here comes the pain. Managed to bait back the Orion. Giving up half of our Panther to begin with.
They're blowing through my armor.
Apex, what did I tell you about dodging? Trebuchet is going to hit the back. No, Trebuchet is going to concentrate on the Panther. Has a clear line of fire on the Atlas and does not take it.
I'm going down.
Oh man, Apex is going to probably taking the brunt of this. Oh, but here we go. Kraken taking hits.
Armor blow through. Internal damage.
Here comes the small laser. To no effect.
Yeah?
Blockade, buddy. I need you to pick up the pace on this work that you're doing. I need you to land these hits. There goes a leg. We like that. And we crack open the CT and the right torso while we're at it. Trading hard, trading fast. Urban Mech with the aggression. Opting not to fire the autocannon 10. Tangled up with our Panther in the backfield.
Ready for orders.
Kraken in a bad way needs to move so that he can stabilize to get back into sprinting form. Which is unfortunate because that Hunchback could very easily pursue. Same is going to go for Apex.
Commander. Back in action.
Use that cover, try and give up the right side.
What now?
Now Buckshot still has her legs, so we will pull up in front of this Orion, try and
Oh boy, here we go.
screen for the screen, as it were. I doubt very much that they're going to concentrate there, though. Trebuchet's up. What does it do? Trying to make a move on the Atlas. Yep, gets behind.
I'm being flanked.
Oh, here comes the missile. Cracked open a rear panel.
Damn it, I've got an armor breach.
Champ taking hits. Oh, rear hits could very easily kill this Panther.
That shot went internal.
Very nearly did. Hunchback. Is it gonna? It's gonna finish the job on Kraken over here. Looks like he misses with the AC-20. Lands a couple laser hits. Nothing we can't handle, and he'll get back into stride.
I'm here.
While Blockade here to start picking up some of the work. 90% to hit. Make sure we get this right. I would like to strike from this position.
on my way.
And of course he doesn't move there. But it does not matter as the ninja kick straight to the CT. Punch King takes out target number 1. And now it's time to start baiting back the team. Or at least some elements of it. Apex dodging the proverbial bullet. And the physical one.
Orders?
Kraken pulling back. Let's see if we can, yeah, slightly better torso twist position. Let's see if we can get this hunchback baited down in where the Punch King is waiting.
Yes, Commander.
Apex needs to put on her running shoes as we continue to bait this Orion around the map.
On the move.
Gonna need you to be dodging this turn.
I'm here.
Buckshot likewise doing the good work of keeping the enemy team tied up and off balance. While our big man, the Kaiju, does the work. Not surprised, the Orion turns on Apex. Misses with the autocannon. There we go. There's those dancing shoes I know you own. Come on, Hunchback. Couple more steps. There we go, baby. Takes... Is that the run? Yep, took the run all the way up into the face of the Punch King.
Yeah.
Which Blockade is absolutely going to leverage. Get a different position. Either guess we can take left or right. Or we can just stay here. You know what? Let's take right because big old fat autocannon in the torso. And of course it does not respect that input again. Shearing off the left arm. Plenty of dodges to follow though. Lasers taking their toll. Mechs still tied up on Buckshot, who is continuing to dodge autocannon fire. That Irby's going to run itself dry of ammo soon enough.
I'm here.
Now that the Punch King is here, Kraken can leverage a bit of his mobility to be a sideline distraction. In all likelihood, this Hunchback focuses in on the Punch King.
Standing by.
Apex, we are going to move. Really want to stop giving up my rear to this Orion. Let's give up the
Here we
side.
go.
Hey.
And Buckshot we'll just have sprint off into the distance. Threatening to use our guns, but not actually firing them. Is Orion going to get rear side? Nope, looks like it's going to get side. Dodges are good. Apex, remembering her ballet lessons. Her hip-hop jazz dance.
I'm being flanked.
Oh, autocannon to the rear is not a good way to start here. The armor holds, cracks
Armor
apart.
breach. Internal damage. Aye, aye.
Alright, Blockade. Would really love for you to actually move to that position that I'm pointing to. And again, refuses to respect my input. But we shear off that side torso. We get a knockdown. Problem is, if that Hunchback gets behind me one more time and gets another lucky shot on my CT, the Punch King is dead. Oh, Buckshot finally taking a round to the side torso.
Commander?
I think now is the time we need to present other viable targets. Actually, Can we just screen his rear? We might be able to screen the rear here by positioning right behind the Atlas. Prevent the Hunchback from actually getting rear arc on the
Awaiting
King.
orders.
Apex, still on her feet, still dancing. Still need her to soak some attention, however. Swing around this little broken up forest a bit. Ooh. Neat. Roadway tunnel. Hadn't seen that yet.
Standing by.
Buckshot. Continuing to present a juicy target.
Roger that.
Alright, what's the Hunchback got? Hunchback on its feet. Opting for the low output laser barrage. Skipping the autocannon fire this round. Apex
Commander, I'm hit.
stays upright, dodges the worst of it. Also, there's cell tower out here? Look at that. They got cell service out here. Go figure. Alright.
Standing by.
Blockade. Let's just check the input here. Ideally, we would have loved to hit from the left side, but we're not going to get it. So, right up the middle it is. 90s to hit is
Copy that.
favorable odds. Right through the gut. No lasers required. Punch King puts out the Hunchback. Goes up 2 kills on the enemy team. Oh, Hunchback. Or Urbamek. Urbamek with the vicious kick. And the precision striking small laser. But the Panther under Buckshot staying upright.
Standing by.
Alright, time to continue the screening maneuvers.
All right. Full speed.
Aye, aye. On my way. Double time.
Yes, Commander.
Give the other team things to think about. Question is, which way do they split? Do they split it all? Wherein continues to have words for Apex. Apex doing a good job of not getting hit.
Yep.
And now Blockade is up. So Blockade, we can get to here on a sprint, or we can get to there on a jump. So sprinting it is. Squeeze out just a little bit extra movement.
Looking out.
Get that beautiful, beautiful evasion as we move up on the enemy position. Urbanek fighting like there's no tomorrow. Ooh, lands the autocannon hit on Buckshot's Panther right to the CT, opening up the center torso.
I'm here.
Yes, Commander.
Panther squad at it some more, giving the enemy lance
Moving full speed.
too many targets to concentrate on while Big Daddy Kaiju himself moves up.
Orders.
Been watching a little bit of Pacific Rim lately.
Confirmed.
Giant robots, not just for BattleTech, certainly.
Commander?
Apex moving to try and take some pressure off on that side. Although that Orion, if it follows what it's been doing, will continue to chase her the rest of this match. And here we go. Oh, takes the autocannon around to the leg, but Apex
Internal structure damage.
stays upright. No knockdowns there. Can't quite reach the urban mech. So we're going to take the half move. The 3/4 move. A little worried about that urban mech getting behind me.
Move into position.
So we'll just take a little move. Try and position for the next turn when we can charge in. Oh, hello. On the DFA, Buckshot taking the damage. Oof, but losing a side torso and arm to a
Internal damage.
precisely placed small laser shot.
Commander.
Kraken needs to get in here and start absorbing some of the attention, or else his buddies in the Panthers are going to bite it. Especially now that Buckshot has been unsteadied. Gonna have to move her.
I'll try.
And then brace to drain the unsteady condition.
Awaiting orders.
Apex has no such problems right now, however. As we will move her. Where to? Ooh, here we go. We can run up the hill here. But we can't quite turn around in the process. Somehow this is a forested space. That seems alright.
Go into full throttle.
Up the hill, turn around. Present a delicious target to this Orion that's been chasing her the whole time. Autocannon fire passes by harmlessly, as do the missiles. Dodges. Dodges for everyone. Alright, blockade.
Yep.
Still having positional issues. Oh my. Oh. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Alright. Well, if ever there was a time to throw inspiration on a man,
Show me your war face.
now is the time. This urban mech is in for a very, very bad day, as 100 tons of flying destruction is about to thwomp it.
Death from above.
Here it comes, folks. And DFA alone gets the work done on the urban mech, taking it out in a decisive strike. Urban mech didn't even see it coming,
Ready for orders.
leaving only the Orion
Standing by.
to potentially try and carry it for its lance. But I get the feeling,
On the move.
I have the notion that unless that Orion turns on the back of this Atlas and plants a lucky autocannon shot, this is going to get real ugly real quick for that enemy Orion.
Understood. Moving fast.
So I'm going to try and position in a way
Right here.
that at least screens the rear side of the Atlas. I don't know. I don't think I can cover it completely. So it's up to whatever the Orion decides to do. And to the exclusion of its own safety, continues to fire on Apex's Panther in the distance,
Aye, aye.
leaving our Punch King within face-smashing distance. And I would really appreciate, game, if you respect that location selection.
Position confirmed.
There, about time. Here we go. Let's get the party started. Oh, shot to the leg. Let's work it with the lasers. Leg actually cracks open. 55 points of health left in it.
Orders.
And now I think we just literally screen
Roger.
to prevent the Orion from moving behind the Atlas as much as we can.
Aye, aye.
Taking up flanks as the entourage watches on as the Punch King
Awaiting
itself moves in for the
Here we
kill.
go.
Will the Orion continue its rabid assault on Apex? No, it will instead choose to reposition. But that is not going to save it, my friends. Because the Punch King, once it is in melee range, is relentless and obliterative. Yes, I just made up a word.
Scored a critical hit.
Crit the LRM rack. Here comes the laser barrage. There goes the side torso. It was not going to hold up on this turn. Spreading the rest of the damage around, giving that Orion pilot a real bad headache in the process.
Commander.
Yes, Commander.
Accelerating to location.
Commander.
Even on a sprint, can't really get up the hill here. Alright. What's it got left? It is so confused by the situation that its chosen enemies refuse to fight back, but the one lone Atlas has no regard for its safety. Its blockade brings the hammer down once again. Here we go. Straight to the leg and into the CT, getting the knockdown, opening up the center torso, and carving a good chunk of it out and blowing it to Kingdom Come. Wow! I did not think that was going to get the job done, but we must have got a fair number of damage transfers from the broken torso and broken leg side on that Orion. And Team Punch King comes out victorious, this time without a loss. No victims for the enemy team. Our Panther squad did a good job of taking some hits, managing to stay upright, while the Punch King itself does what you expect it to do, obliterating everything in its path in a terrifying berserker-like fashion. 15 rounds, 29 minutes, 20 seconds. The damage is dealt. Oh, that's why the Orion went down. The Orion took one too many lasers to the face. Sorry, Arclight. Did not think we were, 40. Well, if a couple of those small lasers had zigged instead of zagged, this Orion might have died anyway, but it could only take 60 to the head, and it looks like it must have taken, I don't know if it had any prior damage, but 3 small lasers to the head gets that done. And the rest of the squad just oof worked. The Punch King comes out victorious in today's BattleTech in the morning. Another fun one in the books. I'm Captain Nips, bringing you the action live from the squared circle that is the battlefields of the Inner Sphere. Wishing you a pleasant day, and I will see all of you in the next video.